Welcome back to Dark Souls. Last time, we made it further into the Catacombs. We got to technically meet Gravelord Nito, and we had a run-in with the most irritating enemies in the game, the Pinwheels. Now that we've seen the bottom of the Catacombs, I'm going to show you another way, apart from the way that led to Blacksmith Families. See that right there? See that little stretch of land? There's a summon sign there. Suicide! That hurt a lot. Good thing we have a lot of humanity. We're just gonna consume this and check out the summon. This is the summon sign of Paladin Leeroy. We're not gonna get a bit of information about Leeroy for a while, so let me just say this. Let's just say this. He's a Way of White cleric. An undead cleric. Also on an undead mission to find the Rite of Kindling. That's why he's here. Maybe he's here to help other clerics to get the Rite of Kindling. Let's summon him. There he is. Okay, I can't avoid making the reference. Paladin Leeroy is a reference to Leeroy Jenkins. If you don't know what Leeroy Jenkins is, look it up. You won't be disappointed. Remember those Pinwheels? They won't be a problem to Leeroy. Come on, Leeroy, go get them. Where are they? Alright, you don't want to go down. Screw you, Leeroy. We're gonna pick up this item. The priest said, and... Whoa! That's Paladin Leeroy. Leeroy, where are the rest of them? That's one. Leeroy. Well, that was no help. Come on, Leeroy, you're better than that. Alright, it's fine. We could do it together, Leeroy. You and me. So, let's read the description for the holy set that we just got. Who wouldn't be wearing armor here? Even Leeroy's wearing armor. Robe donned by men of the cloth. Though plain to the eye, its handy fabric repels rain and keeps the body warm. Those dissatisfied with church teachings must test their faith by going on a spiritual journey. Such is the ritual self-purification of the Way of White. A little more into the undead missions. Those who aren't satisfied with the way of white, they must test their faith. That sounds a bit like exile, doesn't it? Well, Petrus did abandon his undead clerics. How long were you here, Leeroy? A spiritual journey to purify yourself, as the Way of White says. That's not exactly the case. Because you want to know why they send the Way of White sends their undead clerics into Lordran, into the Catacombs, to get the Rite of Kindling? Because they don't really care what, even if they die, so what? They just got rid of their undead, as they were commanded to by Gwyn. Because the Way of White, let's look into that name. Gwyn is, I don't remember which language, but in a specific language, Gwyn means white. The Way of Gwyn. Humans that worship Gwyn. That's interesting. And the priest's hat. Distinctive hat only worn by Way of White priests in Thorland. It is simply meant to show their position within the hierarchy. It holds almost no meaning in the land of Lordran. Because no one's gonna treat them any different from the rest of the undead here in Lordran. Wait a minute, that's... whatever. And how about the mace? Anything interesting there? It's a hammer. Iron hammer with a protrusive pommel. Standard weapon for clerics. This simple blade with strike weapon is effective against most foes and can break the guard of a shield. However, one miss leaves one wide open. A blunt weapon. Come on, Leeroy. Proceed. Maybe this is the Tomb of the Giants, right in there. It's a giant coffin. I'm ready. And that's Pinwheel. He's already dead. Where do we go? Where do we begin? For one, you can fight Pinwheel as soon as you get as soon as you get into Lordran. You can go into the Catacombs and head here to fight Pinwheel immediately. He could be the first boss you fight here. That's why he's so easy. He dies so easily, and Pinwheel and Leeroy can decimate him with 3 hits. I want to shut up so I can let you hear just a little bit of Pinwheel's theme, but his fight is so easy that no one ever hears his theme. As such, I'm gonna put in the link. I'm gonna put a link to Pinwheel's full theme in the description below. I think you deserve to hear it. It's one of the most unsettling songs in the soundtrack, and it's a shame that no one gets to hear it. I used to think these were maggots, but no, these are just bones. What's this? The Mask of the Mother. Well, that's not the mask I wanted, but that'll do. Let's read. First, the Rite of Kindling. We have it. Rite of Kindling. This secret rite allows bonfires to be bolstered further with kindling, so that even more Estus can be collected. A secret rite. Kindling was a sacred rite passed down amongst clerics, but all undead can imitate the process, in the same manner that they restore their hollowing with humanity. How peculiar that humans had little use for humanity until they turned undead. That's a nudge towards the idea that humans have been... Probably not. What I was gonna say is that humans are all depraved and evil, so that they had no use for humanity, since they weren't humane. But how did Pinwheel get this? How? On top of that, here, the Mask of the Mother. One of the 3 masks of the Pinwheel, the necromancer who stole the power of the Gravelord and reigns over the Catacombs. This mask, belonging to the kindly mother, slightly raises HP. The mother. If you remember correctly, I was making nods to the father and the mother and the child. All 3 of those masks were on Pinwheel, that creature. A necromancer who stole the power of the Gravelord. That explains how Pinwheel got a hold of the Rite of Kindling. He stole it from Nito. If he was a necromancer, that must mean he was serving Nito at one point or another. But why would he need the Rite of Kindling? Well, for kindling power, obviously. The kindly mother. And here we have this skeleton right here, being experimented on with all these books and hanging skeletons. Alright. Before we proceed up that ladder and out of this giant coffin, I want to tell you a little story about Pinwheel. Pinwheel was not always 3 beings. At the moment, it was 3 beings attached to become one. A father, a mother, and a child. The valiant father, the kindly mother, and the naive child. The story of Pinwheel goes that the father lost the mother and child at one point during his life. So he desperately sought for a way to bring them back. So he turned to necromancy. Unfortunately, the experiments of necromancy have failed, and he has been fused. The father has been fused with the mother and the child. In fact, if you take a look at the artwork, it shows that the mother and the child inside Pinwheel's cloak are being carried by the father, almost like they're his burden. I'm sorry. It's all your fault. Please help me. It's a rather tragic story, and honestly, judging by the intro cutscene, who knows how close he was to actually saving his family. Until we showed up. And also, I wonder if Leeroy got a rite of kindling too. Not sure. Oh, now I see what this is. That's a cleaver. Right. Won't be needing this. We're gonna be needing this. Oh yeah. Let's go. And now, it's all dark. Shortcut ahead. This is a way back into the Catacombs, because past the fall into Pinwheel's arena, it's a point of no return. It would be a point of no return otherwise. Now, we're gonna use this skull lantern to light up the dark. Here we have a giant coffin. Does this mean what I think it means? Welcome to the Tomb of the Giants. Without a light source, give up. Turn back, because you're gonna be needing it. Alright, our first challenger. Ow, that hurt. Ow. Got him. It's very tricky fighting anything in this darkness. And that's why this area's infamous. Because, it's awful. It could be a really bad... You could have a really bad time here. And it wouldn't even be your fault. That really sucks. Because it's not as bad as people say it. It's kind of close. Die. That was a sneak attack. Very sneaky. At least they weren't kidding about this being Nito's light-devouring domain of death. Oh, it definitely was light-devouring. Alright. I see a skeleton right there. I'm going to kill it. Wow, that actually worked. Yes, I'm alive. You know what? Get the hell out of here. Bonfire. Rest, 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 rest. Great. Those giant skeletons won't be coming after us. Let's test that rite of kindling. We can kindle once. And now, we can kindle again. And get 15 doses of essence. not just that. One thing. This is as far as the rite of kindling can take us. You can't kindle a bonfire further than this. And I love it. Is that... Yeah, it's the Demon Ruins, and that dome again. The Demon Ruins right around there. It's a nice view. Shows how deep we're going. Now, alright, let's keep going. We're gonna follow these lights. Ignore that. Wrong way. I forgot to do something very important. If you don't do this, you're not gonna be happy. We're gonna attune our magic. We're gonna attune both of our fire scrolls. Because we're gonna need as much fire as we can get. Because of these guys. Oh boy. I hate this enemy so much. In fact, this is one of the few enemies in this entire game that I recommend don't use melee combat against it at all. Fire. Fortunately, 2 fire orbs can take them down like that, very easily. Let's keep going through the tomb. I can hear them barking again. The giant skeletal beasts. What's that? That's a Black Knight! All the way down here. Well... they are supposed to be one. Need to get a good view every now and then. Cause you might fall down if you don't. Ow. Now let's find out where those arrows are coming from. Hello. The giant skeleton archer with the longbow. Alright, you must die now. See how devastating they are? It hurts. A lot. And we have another one that I want to take down. Burn. Don't let them pounce. It's a death sentence. We're gonna go just a little down here. This way. We have an item here that I wanted to pick up. The Effigy Shield. Normally, the Black Knight with the halberd is supposed to be guarding it. Let's see. Where is it? It should be here. Here it is. Effigy Shield. It looks really cool, but it's not so useful because it has a faith requirement. I don't know why, even though, because it's a shield, it doesn't even have any benefits, just a small shield that doesn't parry. But meh. A frightful occult shield. Defends against divine weapons and lightning. Why those specific types, hmm? In an ill-fated plot to destroy the very gods, the followers of the occult once attempted to steal the power of Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead. This is an occult shield used by those in the occult rebellion. We've heard of this. We've spoken about this rebellion before. Havel probably started this rebellion because he wanted to get rid of the gods, shown by the occult club in his room with his armor and weapons. But everyone in the occult rebellion got caught and were swiftly murdered. So they came down here through the Tomb of the Giants to take the power of Gravelord Nito. Nito, the first of the dead. So, what is it talking about by the power of Gravelord Nito? Could it be talking about the Rite of Kindling? I highly doubt it. What I think it is they want the miasma of death and disease that Nito used to destroy the dragons. Doesn't sound like it would be above. Doesn't sound like the members of the occult rebellion would be above something like that. They wanted to get rid of the gods by any means necessary, and so they attempted that, but they died and their leader was imprisoned for his own good. Now there's just one more thing we need to do. If I do this wrong, I'm dead. I did not do it wrong. Don't fall, because if you fall, there are going to be a lot of skeleton dogs coming. And, the trap. These are bone towers. Wow, I'm actually getting a lot of items. And normally they're a lot more violent. They're not being aggressive tonight for some reason. Fight! Hurts, doesn't it? That should be all of them. Let's pick. They drop white titan gems. And what is this? Something very useful. You know, I never actually got to take a good look at all these corpses. They all have the dark sign on them. That's a nice attention to detail from Soft. Never change. The covetous silver serpent. The serpent is an imperfect dragon, and symbol of the undead. Its habit of devouring prey even larger than itself has led to an association with gluttony. This silver ring, engraved with the serpent, boosts its wearer's rewards its wearer with additional souls for each kill. So instead of giving you more item discovery like the covetous gold serpent ring, the covetous silver serpent ring gives you more souls for killing things. It's very useful because it gives you more souls. There's no harm in that. An imperfect dragon. A serpent is an imperfect dragon? Are the primordial serpents? Are they? Framp does like to associate with humans. Maybe Framp is an imperfect dragon. He's immortal, but not everlasting, like the everlasting ones. Now we're going to jump down and hope I don't die. I die here, I'm screwed. So I'm gonna do something smart. Just in case, I'm gonna equip the Ring of Sacrifice. Just in case. Well, didn't need to do that, but that's fine. I live. I get to live. And that's that. Unequip this. Equip the silver. It's a wall of brilliant light, sealed by the Great Lord's power. Once again, there is no way forward. Joke's on all of you. You really think I was gonna go kill Nito right now? Nope. Since we did not place the Lord Vessel, as we saw in the cutscene when we did place it, the brilliant light did not disappear. Nito's barrier is still here. We'll have to think of something else we can do. We'll have to go somewhere else. It's Ash Lake. Trunks of the arch trees. Let me think. So we can see into the demon ruins from here, and we can see into Ash Lake. So what I can assume is that the Tomb of the Giants is the lowest point in the Lordran. Either that or Ash Lake. Because you see that mist? We saw these great walls of mist when we looked up at Ash Lake. When we looked up in Ash Lake, so maybe the beach is down there. Because we didn't see the tops of the arch trees when we were there. But I can't see the Great Hollow from here. I cannot see it. Well, guess that's that. I think we've made some pretty good progress. We've made it through the catacombs. We put a broken man out of his misery, and we got to see Paladin Leeroy Jenkins. Next time, we're gonna go do something a bit more interesting. See you guys then.